The top end of the 4x4 market has become pretty congested at the moment, with the likes of Range Rover, Audi, BMW, Mercedes and Porsche, not to mention the likes of Bentley and Lamborghini throwing their hat into the ring. But if you're looking for something that's a little more affordable but still has those high levels of quality, then Volkswagen might just have the answer with this, the latest generation Touareg 4x4. Now, the Touareg has been around since the early noughties and it's now in its third incarnation. Over time, it's got bigger, lighter, more stylish, and the tech has got more advanced. And while the luxury has grown over the years, the price tag has always remained at a level that makes it an attractive proposition when lined up against the big boys of the class. Inside the cabin is at the levels you'd expect for a car that commands a price tag of nearly £60,000. In fact, it wouldn't look out of place in an Audi. The cabin materials are first rate. The seats are comfortable and supportive and fully adjustable, as too is the steering wheel. But the first thing you'll notice when you get behind the wheel is this rather imposing 15-inch TFT touchscreen infotainment system that dominates the centre console. It's a fully digital display system that shows the normal dials, but will also display other features like the sat-nav, radio settings and in-car setup. As well as this, in front of the driver is a 12-inch digital cockpit. It's pretty much the same system as the virtual cockpit you'd find in an Audi. Now, as impressive as this system looks, it is an optional extra, and the standard models get a 9.2-inch touchscreen and conventional buttons. The Touareg is a strict 5-seater and there's no option of a couple of extra seats in the back, which means you do get a sizable boot. Rear passengers get seats that slide back and forth, and they also recline too, should they fancy a nap on a long journey. The only black mark would be the central transmission tunnel though, which runs along the middle of the car and will impede legroom for anyone sat in the middle seat. The boot is a good size and shape, even when stacked up against more expensive rivals. And with 40-20-40 split rear seats folded down, it offers an impressive 1800 litres of space. When the Touareg was first launched, it shared the same platform as the Porsche Cayenne. 16 years later though, and the platform is now not only shared with the Porsche, but also the Audi Q7, Bentley Bentayga and Lamborghini Urus, all of which are very dynamic cars. Now, while the VW has a good starting point with the platform, it doesn't have the same fire-breathing power plants as its siblings. There are 5 engines available, 3 diesels and a petrol, and a plug-in hybrid which is on the way. The diesels take the form of a 3-litre V6 turbo with either 228 or 282 brake horsepower, but if you want more shove, then there's a 4-litre V8 with 415 brake horsepower. The 335 brake horsepower V6 petrol and hybrid, which offers 362 brake horsepower and 0 emissions, are both due over the next 12 months. This one we've got here is the higher powered V6 diesel, and as you'd expect for a car which shares the same platform with so many other high-end brands, it doesn't disappoint. Performance figures show it'll do the 0 to 60 dash in around 6 seconds, not bad for a car that weighs nearly 2 tons, and it'll keep going to a top speed just short of 150 miles per hour. It comes with an 8-speed automatic gearbox which can be used as a full auto, or the gears can be changed manually using these paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. The gearbox can be a little slow-witted at times though, especially when you want to pull out to overtake or if you need to nip out of a junction. Now, the Touareg comes with a permanent 4-wheel drive system, and you can set it up depending on the driving conditions using a rotary dial down here by the gearbox. You can also alter the setup depending on your driving style, whether that's eco, comfort, normal or sport. If you want to go crazy on the options list, then you can plump for the air suspension and 4-wheel steering to help improve agility. And to an extent it really does help, but in all honesty you really have to be pushing the car to the limits to really feel the benefits. Overall then, the Touareg is an impressive piece of kit. It drives well, it's got loads of space and is solidly built. The only criticisms we'd have are that imposing 15-inch infotainment system. Now it may look the business, but it is a little complicated to use on the move, and that 8-speed gearbox can be a little hesitant when it comes to pulling out of junctions and overtaking.